This podcast is brought to you by the Washington State Department of Health. When we think about the COVID-19 vaccine hesitancy in the Black community, let's remember, it didn't happen by chance. It's justified in history. But the will to change the narrative is strong today, and our people are lending their voices to the conversation. We're sharing our stories and the reasons that made us choose the vaccine so we can lead the way for others to make a well-informed choice too. To hear our stories, visit hereforuswa.org.
New on Curiosity Stream. Are we close to building machines that are almost human? And can new technology give us superpowers? Find out on Super Sapiens. And in 1919, a British composer wrote the longest and most complex symphony in history. Conductors tried to perform it, but failed, declaring it cursed. Now a group of musicians will attempt the impossible, if they dare, on Curse of the Gothic Symphony. Watch now on Curiosity Stream. Annual plans are $20, just $1.67 a month. Visit curiositystream.com.
Hey, this is BJ. Thanks for listening to our show's podcast. If you're a fan of all things geeky, you should check out my other podcast, BJ Shea's Geek Nation. We have new episodes every day, and you can check it out at bjgeeknation.com.
Your wages are being garnished. We can stop that now. It's hard enough to pay your bills when things are good, let alone when a big chunk of your take-home pay is gone before you even get your check. I'm bankruptcy attorney Travis Gagne, and I can stop the garnishment and get the creditors off your back immediately, often the same day as our consultation. Both Chapter 7 and 13 provide bankruptcy relief, but choosing the right chapter is crucial. In a free consultation, we can create a plan to get your finances back under your control. The chapter you choose sets the tone for the next chapter of your life. Please contact me today at choosetherightchapter.com. That's choosetherightchapter.com.
From the DuckDuckGo studios, this is 99.9 KISW and KISW HD1 Seattle. An Odyssey station. This is The Mighty Rock, starring BJ and Migs. Mornings.
Because, hey, at least once a day, you should experience a BJ.
You know, I'm ready for my BJ.
99.9 KISW, The Rock of Seattle. Get that Odyssey app. That's how you can listen to our show anywhere, anytime, actually. And you can check out the new Odyssey exclusive stations that are curated for listeners just like you.
And if you're a fan of Korn, you can listen to some of the music that they're a fan of, because they have a station called Korn's Requiem in honor of, and it's basically a tribute to all the bands that have lost members of the bands over the years. So bands like AC/DC, Pantera, Jimi Hendrix, Slipknot, Soundgarden, and the members of Korn are sharing that music with you on that station. So check it out.
And again, there's plenty more Odyssey curated stations, man. There's got to be something you dig. Just download the Odyssey app today to get all the audio that matters to you. That's AUDACY Odyssey.
Let's play Beat Migs. It's time to play the game. Yeah. So everybody scream his name. Beat Migs. Don't be a loser. Whoa. Beat Migs. You're a loser. It is time for Beat Migs. But it's Wednesday, so there'll be a whacking instead.
Whack it.
Let me see everybody do their Mr. Wacky then. All right.
Whack it.
And Steve, you were so Mr. Wacky earlier, you whacked two people.
I did.
In one game.
Some call it a handicap match.
You don't. You just
I, Andre the Giant, did it.
and whacked him hard.
You know it.
Let's get to our contestant today. We've got Jeff and Everett. Jeff, are you there?
I'm here.
Excellent. All right, Steve, get out of here. Goodbye.
Whack it.
For those playing at home, Jeff will have 60 seconds to answer 10 questions. Jeff, you can pass all you want, but you will only get 3 guesses per question. Are you ready?
I'm ready.
On a standard computer keyboard, the ampersand shares a key with what number?
7.
Yes. Who is Kim Kardashian currently dating?
Saturday Night Live. Pete. Is it Pete? I don't know his last name. Pass.
What is the square root of 121?
17?
No.
15.
No.
Pass.
Which Star Wars movie has aliens from E.T.'s home planet?
Pass.
Which European city has hosted the Olympics 3 times?
Paris?
No.
No. Berlin?
No.
Amsterdam.
No. How many white stripes are there on an American flag?
7.
No.
6.
Yes. What U.S. state name ends in 3 vowels?
U.S. state. 3 vowels. Pass.
Oh, Jeff, you dropped a deuce, buddy.
Jeff, you surely did.
No, I said sorry.
Wow. And
Apology
Jeff,
accepted then.
Jeff, you're in my neighborhood, so I mean, I feel like that last question, man.
There's a couple I felt that maybe he could have gotten there, but maybe the pressure being on there, maybe the fear of being whacked by Steve got to his brain.
That could be.
So we'll have to see how Steve does on this.
Whack it.
Steve,
Yes,
you're back.
I am.
Are you ready?
I'd like to give a shout out first.
Ooh, okay.
So yesterday I was just screwing around playing on the TikTok, and someone tagged me on something.
The TikTok.
And I want to give a shout out to Ernie Williams. He's on TikTok, and he had a video that he posted where he's basically listening to Beat Migs. He's filming himself answering the questions and giving us a shout out. So it was fun to be able to like, get a peek inside of like what someone does while they're listening to Beat Migs. And he was just sitting in his car, drinking his coffee, answering the questions. And I thought that was pretty awesome, man. It made my day. So shout out to Ernie Williams.
Nice.
Thanks for sharing that on the TikTok.
That's
Nice work,
amazing,
buddy.
Ernie. That's cool.
You have to show it to you guys during the break. It's pretty awesome, man.
Now you ready?
Doing it for Ernie.
On a standard computer keyboard, the ampersand shares a key with what number?
5?
No.
8?
No.
6?
No.
9?
No.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
No. Who is Kim
realize
Kardashian?
that?
Yes.
Yes.
Who is Kim Kardashian currently dating?
Sorry, Ernie. Pete Davidson.
Yes. What is the square root of 121?
11.
Well, yes. In which Star Wars movie has aliens from E.T.'s home planet?
The Ewoks.
No.
What?
Which Star Wars movie has aliens from E.T.'s home planet?
Oh, I'm going to go with Empire Strikes Back.
No.
Return of the Jedi.
No. Which European city has hosted the Olympics 3 times?
Greece.
No.
Spain.
No.
Italy.
No. How many white stripes are there on the American flag?
Oh, I think there's 2. It's Jack and Meg. 7.
No.
6.
Yes. What U.S. state name ends in 3 vowels?
Ohio.
No. That's 2.
Iowa.
No. That's even less.
New Hampshire.
No.
Think of the.
Think of the what?
Think of the
Think
what?
of the place that has a lot of vowels in everything that they
Mississippi.
have.
I mean, there's a lot of vowels in there.
No,
but
where do you go where you see street signs and names? There's just tons of vowels in it in the
Hawaii.
language of the land.
Hawaii.
There we go.
Yeah,
That's
but Steve, you got 3 correct, and you win.
Oh, yeah.
3-2. You did it,
right.
Ernie.
Oh, Jeff, Jeff, I could have had a song, Jeff.
Coulda.
Jeff doesn't
He
sing.
already said sorry.
Yeah, what more do you want?
You know what I want? Blood.
I guess.
And what's the rule? Are we doing some part of the name, the full name? What's the rule to this game when you get it right? Is it last name? If you get the last
if you
name,
get
that's
the
good
last
enough?
name, I'm going to accept it.
All right, fair enough.
But I mean, Jeff said Pete, and
Yeah,
he
he
said
did.
like Pete from SNL.
Oh, the Pete
The
Davidson
Pete
one.
Devins, yeah, that guy, that question, and so I was like, no, you gotta give me the last name on that one.
Okay,
Yeah.
so last name, full name, that's acceptable, but no
Exactly.
first name. All right.
Yeah,
First name
not
only.
just
All right.
the first name. Yeah.
All right, then.
I think BJ would know this one, the Star Wars movie that has the aliens from E.T.'s home planet in it.
I would need my full 3 guesses, but I believe it was Attack of the Clones.
No,
It's not episode 2.
no,
So then it's episend 3.
no,
A New Hope.
no,
Whoa.
Force Awakens.
no.
Wait. They weren't part of they weren't in the scene where all the folks were voting, maybe it was
Wrath of
episode
Khan.
1.
Wrath
Was it
of
episode
Khan.
1?
Was it Wrath of Khan? Yes, BJ, you're right. It was episode 1.
Oh, it was Phantom Menace.
The Phantom Menace.
Oh, yeah, I realized myself. I'm like, that was the vote of no confidence, and that actually was episode 1.
Yeah, it was
Damn
episode 1 on that one.
Can't get mad at you. I was about to get mad
At least
at you.
you knew it was the prequels.
Yeah.
So E.T. was on the same...
There was a gigantic galactic Senate thing, so there's a bunch of like aliens from all sorts of planets, and so there's a little Easter egg where you can see the little ET type duders in one of their
Oh,
bowls.
my gosh, I remember that.
And Lucas must have got with Spielberg to be able to make that happen.
It was like a nod to that sort of thing, yeah.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Wow, I like that. Did they have like Alf in one of the other ones? Wouldn't that be awesome?
That
if they
would
did?
be great. That would actually
That'd
be
piss
really
off
cool.
BJ too, because it
Oh, it
would
would definitely
legitimize
piss me
Alf.
off. The ET thing kind of pissed me off, but I mean, I love the movie, so I'm like, okay.
How dare this sci-fi movie have some cheesy moments, right?
Yeah, exactly. How dare you? I will be the gatekeeper of happiness.
Does anybody want to guess the European city that hosted the Olympics 3 times?
Oh, the European city.
City.
Yeah.
No. Which would actually be a solid guess on that.
Yeah.
Yeah, you went country with 2 of yours. So.
Yeah. Wow, I don't know.
London.
Oh, I should have said it. I thought
You should
London in
have,
my
yeah.
head.
You should
but
have.
I'm like, I don't think it's London.
But it was.
Oh, I got to just start saying stuff in my head.
You should, yes.
And I've made a career out of it, man.
Yes, you have.
Congratulations on your win, Steve.
I read this. I don't know if you guys saw this, but I read this in the Seattle Times this morning. Apparently, there was a viral TikTok that went out there, and iPhone users are now discovering that their device has one more button than they thought. And I will tell you this. This was news to me. There's a feature called Back Tap on your iPhone. It's available for any iPhone that has at least iOS 14, and you tap the back of your phone where the logo is, the Apple logo, and it will do whatever you've programmed it to do.
Huh?
Yeah, you can tap the back of your phone to open your
Sounded
camera,
like a grandpa.
take a screenshot. Yeah, you can turn on your flashlight with the back tap.
A secret button?
Yeah. And this has been around, I guess, since 2020. But again, this is the first time a lot of us are hearing about it.
I'm hitting the button.
Oh, yeah, look,
Vicky
Vicky
just
did
it.
What the
So
hell?
it works with a case. That's good to know. Well, you have to set it up. Did you set it up?
Program it with something.
No, you got to go
See,
set
that
it up.
sounds like
You
something
gotta-
else, by the way.
You got to go to the accessibility. If you go to your settings and go to accessibility, then you'll see something that says back tap.
Oh.
Yeah, it's not. It doesn't come loaded set up because that would trip
Hitting the
it.
button. I'm hitting the button. What's
Okay,
going on?
this sounds like a problem that could actually extend beyond the iPhone. So
yeah.
you just
Did they call it the G button? Because it's hard to find.
That's it. Yeah, so you have to set it up because, which I'm happy. We
Where do
mean,
I
no,
do it?
it's not working, Danny.
Oh, I just have a really thick case, so I don't know.
Yeah,
if
you do.
Wow, look at you,
Yeah,
bragger.
curve it.
Yeah,
and then
try.
you can find it.
Yeah, there you go. So it's not working. You set it up and it's not working, Danny.
I'm trying to figure it out right now.
Where do I find this thing?
It's under accessibility. You go to settings, accessibility, I think, and then you'll see back tap somewhere if you scroll
It
down.
seems like
Tap that back
it
up.
seems like everything with like the iOS things where it's just like, yeah, this is a great feature that will sometimes work, and we don't know when or how it will work.
Under touch.
I will tell you this: the accessibility function for the iPhone, I think, is designed for people that have some sort of disability. That's what I know. I knew that, whatever, if you had something going on, they had another way for you to open your phone and do stuff back in the day. Ooh. For me, I remember if you were hard of hearing or something, accessibility helped you do some stuff. If you have sight issues, or even if you have limited hand issues or something, the accessibility helps.
Oh, yeah. So I got the double tap. I'm going to have it be the flashlight, but now I'm torn on what I want my triple tap to be.
Oh.
You can triple tap?
Yeah, you can single, double, and triple.
Single?
Oh, yeah, but
I got double and triple. I didn't get single.
Oh, there's no single?
Yeah, you're so ignorant, man.
Oh, wow.
I think single would be a little problem, because how many times you might accidentally bump it. Like, since it needs to be a specific thing, it makes more sense on that.
That makes
camera
sense.
that bitch. Let's see.
All right. So you got camera and you got flashlight.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Let's see.
Yeah, I think the flashlight's cool, though. I'm using the Harry Potter version when I tell Siri to do Lumios.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, you don't have to smack it that hard, buddy.
Steve, though, you're beating your phone.
I
feel
trying
like
to flashlight it, and it didn't do the double tap.
it's going to call CPS on you. You really got to be cool.
Also, what the hell is people detection?
It detects if there's people around.
Really?
Okay, nice
I don't
guess.
know. I have no idea.
That's what there's a setting on it called people detection, and I'm like, what?
Yeah.
Is it going
I
to
got
start
news for
talking
you.
to me?
I wonder what percentage, I would love to have Apple tell us, what percentage of our iPhone do we really use? You know what I mean?
There's probably lots of Easter eggs.
Yeah.
This one's stupid, I gotta say.
Really? The double tap? You don't, or the triple tap you don't
The
like?
triple tap works, but I can't get the double tap to work.
Oh, could be pilot
Don't tap
error.
so much, yeah.
Watch me.
Watch me, baby. Watch me.
You spanked that.
Yeah, I
Like
think
it
the
was
phone is
bad.
mad at you. Yeah, you're
phone.
beating the phone. The phone's like, you know what? I'm not doing the
Oh,
thing
mine
for
works.
you. Oh, sorry, Steve. Yeah, maybe you should go lighter tap.
Lighter tap, huh?
Yeah.
Sensual
Try
tap.
being
I feel like
nicer.
your screen has to be on for it to work, though.
For the flashlight?
Yeah, like you have to, you can't do it from like a dark screen.
Oh,
You
that's
have
good.
to like open it up and then it works.
Oh, that makes sense. That no accidental tapping.
Yeah, it worked. It's got blinded.
Oh, by the light.
Now, if I double tap, will it turn it off?
Yeah.
Oh, Steve figured it out. He's in now.
This thing is cool.
Now he's like, oh. And you got to learn to double tap it so that the light's not in your face, Steve. Like you hold it in your hand and just double tap underneath, and then then you're the star.
Don't stare at your phone when the flashlight turns on, though. Jeez.
That's what I'm saying. You got to double tap it. You got to do the underneath tap.
Thanks for
which
doing
again,
the hard work for everyone, Steve.
You probably got to go to a special school to learn how to get that special double
I'm
tap.
in. I already got it, man.
Oh yeah, you know how to do the underneath?
I don't know.
Right. Yeah, I mean, because I don't want you to get blinded by that
This
light.
is going to annoy you guys so fast, you'll turn it off in about 2 days.
Yeah, that's
Just some
probably true.
bros.
It's going to keep turning on.
That was like me when I had Chewbacca as my text message sound. Like, it's funny for a while.
Well,
and then,
that's
that's
not Chewbacca. That's a girl farting. But yes,
not better.
Yeah. Now that would be a great text message. Is that what you had? That girl?
No.
Oh, okay.
The one that I found out with the iPhone that was a shortcut was you could say Lumos, and it, like from Harry Potter, and it automatically makes your...
You're not listening to the show, Danny, because I just said
You
that.
just said that? No, I didn't hear you say that.
You know what? Between you and
honest, I
Vicky,
didn't
I
hear
feel
that.
like I should just quit the show.
I didn't hear that either. I was too busy.
I know. I was trying to
Tapping
help
that
Steve.
ass.
Everyone was tapping, like not even paying attention to you, buddy.
Well, I'm going to tap out then. This is what I'm going to do.
We're all tapped back in, man.
Yeah, I'm tapping out.
So what if I just go Lumos?
You have to do it with Siri.
You got
You
to
got to say Lumios, but you have to say, hey, name of the girl that runs your phone, then Lumios. And
Hey, Siri, Lumios. It's not working.
Okay, well, probably Siri's going, hey, who is this jabroni trying to take?
It just finally did it.
There it goes.
Everybody
go.
listening just had their lights go on.
Yeah, and that's what for you that doesn't know, Steve, Danny, why is Lumios a thing? Why is this working? Why did we do this?
From Harry Potter.
But Steve doesn't know. So what is it?
They do it with their wand, and it makes the wand light up on the tip.
You know what? Danny's the greatest guy of all. Hey, could you explain that to me? Sure, it's on the street. That's a car. Oh, yeah? How does it work? It goes down the street. Hey, how you doing?
Lumios.
We're both from Brooklyn.
Unbelievable. I give Danny a chance to explain to Steve, and Steve's like, what's he stupid? It's from Harry Potter. Unbelievable. Hey, you know what it's time for, though? It is time for Listeners on the Loose. You get to pick the topic. You get to guide the show. 206-421-ROCK. Text us at 77999.
Listeners on the Lumios.
Wow.
No.
That's very creative.
Let me go back to tapping.
Yeah, please do that, would you?
I'm out.
Oh, by the way, we're going to kick things off with our bud comedian Ty Barnett. He's going to join us at 9:17 on The Rock.
This podcast is brought to you by the Washington State Department of Health. When we think about the COVID-19 vaccine hesitancy in the Black community, let's remember, it didn't happen by chance. It's justified in history. But the will to change the narrative is strong today, and our people are lending their voices to the conversation. We're sharing our stories and the reasons that made us choose the vaccine so we can lead the way for others to make a well-informed choice too. To hear our stories, visit hereforuswa.org.
New on Curiosity Stream, the Arctic, frigid, desolate, unforgiving. And without canine companions, early humans never stood a chance. Discover how man and dog learned to thrive together where neither could survive alone in Ice Dogs. Plus,
why would a Nazi major be protecting and saving Jews?
Against orders, against time, the SS major that sheltered and saved thousands of Jews. It's the good Nazi. Watch now on Curiosity Stream. Annual plans are $20, just $1.67 a month. Visit curiositystream.com.
The best defense is a good offense. So before the sewer backs up into your home and wreaks havoc, stop freaking and call Beacon. Beacon Plumbing, Heating, and Mechanical is there for you when you need them most. 1-800-FREAKIN or beaconplumbing.net.
Hey, you got something to say? I got something to say. They're wild, rabid, and on the loose. This is Listeners on the Loose.
99.9 KISW, The Rock of Seattle. It's Listeners on the Loose, brought to you by SeattleBoatShow.com. Listeners on the Loose, where you pick the topic, you guide the show. 206-421-ROCK. Text us at 77999. Hey, do remember, man, you gotta really follow Steve's rules if you want to make stuff happen.
That's just to show some energy and bring it, BJ. Otherwise, we got the gong people. Say goodbye to them.
Goodbye, old friend.
206-421-ROCK. Text us at 77999.
BJ, before we do Listeners on Loose, we do have a very special guest that's joining us. A man that used to live here in the Northwest, coming back to town. He's over in L.A. nowadays, and he's coming back for a homecoming show over at Laughs Comedy Club this weekend. So please welcome to the show our good friend, Ty Barnett.
Ty, man, good to have you back on the show, buddy. What is going on, Mr. LA? What's going on, Mr. Living the Good Life?
Let me tell you. First of all, it's great being back. I know I'm used to being in the studio with you guys, but this goofy thing, COVID, has us. So this is me social distancing in Los Angeles.
Well, you know what? You're taking the 6-foot rule very seriously.
I'm going extreme. with it. So.
Oh, man. So, first off, I know you're going to be at Laughs Comedy Club this weekend. You got Friday, Saturday night, 2 shows each night, 7:30, 9:30. If you haven't seen Ty Barnett, or if you haven't seen him in a while, come on, man. Get it done. LaughsComedyClub.com for all the tickets and info. And, I mean, man, I know you're on Dry Bar Comedy, which is fantastic. Good for you. I heard you got lots of views on that.
It went viral, which is weird because I didn't... You hear about when stuff goes viral. It used to be a bad thing when stuff went viral. Which is weird because we're in a pandemic that has gone viral, and that's the bad viral. So, but this, the special I shot in Provo, Utah. Yeah.
Oh, okay. Good place for Dry Bar, really, when you think about it.
Dude, let me tell you, when they asked me to do it, honestly, BJ, I was like, is someone trying to set me up? Why would I go to Provo, Utah? Do I owe somebody money? And but they were really nice. The special came out really, really well. I'm not going to lie. And they asked me to be super clean, hence being in Provo, Utah. So they asked me to be clean. And I remember I did one of the jokes and I said, either damn or hell. And you could hear the air in the audience. And I was like, oh, you guys really meant clean. Oh,
yeah.
Okay. Wow. Got it.
And that's what, isn't that what drybarcomedy.com is all about? They really want to just feature comics that, are going to, adhere to that rule.
Yeah, they do. And I always I tell people I'm like the Batman of clean comedy. Like whenever they need a clean corporate show, a clean show, they put the bat signal up for me. And then they know that I'm going to, because going all the way back to when I did my very first television thing, Star Search with not Ed McMahon. I always got to qualify this with Arsenio.
You're not Ed
I know.
McMahon.
As soon as I say it, people are like, what? He don't look that old.
Yeah, that's right. That's right. Hold on. Wait a second.
Yeah, I had to clarify that for the viewers. But going back to there, because that was CBS, so you had to be very clean, and they had standards and practices in the room watching you as you're doing the set. Like you would have to do the set for one dude in a suit in the room. Like it felt really kind of dirty at one point.
Oh, yeah.
It was awkward. But ever since then, like I've learned how to write, and starting even in the Northwest, you couldn't even really get stage time on the club scene there unless you were doing really clean comedy. So like I learned how to do it from way back then. And then between the Tonight Show and a couple other television appearances, I just became accustomed to learning how to write being clean. So when Dry Bar came along, it was like, all right, cool. I'll just use the stuff that I've been doing.
Well, I'll tell you, that's we have another buddy of our show, Andrew Rivers, that's also on Dry Bar, and it's pretty. I mean, for me, look, profanity is fun when it's used in the right way. I mean, you get some great laughs, but I mean, to me, I love clever comedy where it's like, okay, the reason you're getting a laugh is because you threw out a cuss word, which. Again, I having done comedy a little bit in my life, it's like hack comedy if that's what's the only thing you're getting laughs rather than your material. So I'm all for it, man. If somebody can go out there and go, all right, you know what? It doesn't matter if you want me to say it this way. It doesn't matter. I'm that good. I will get it done.
Yeah, exactly. And like I said, I've learned how to do that from my very first time on stage, which was the Comedy Underground, which is no longer around. Sad to say that, but my very first time on stage was that club. And so transferring that to not just being in Los Angeles, but also going to different cities, different countries. And so I've learned how to do that, and I don't mind it. I think, to be honest with you, I have a harder time when someone asks me to do a dirty show. Like that's the harder part for me. Cause like I remember I did a cruise ship and so, they want you to be clean on the show, but then they have sometimes they have a dirty show. But after I did the clean show, a lady came up to me. She's like, "You were very funny, but do you have a real show?" And I'm like, "What are you talking about?" I'm like, "That is the show." But she wanted me to be dirty, and I'm like,
"Oh wow,
yeah." So some of these people want that, but I always tell them, I'm like, I've never really had a dirty show anyway. Like, I mean, every once in a while, like a curse word will come out, but I never have written to where the curse word is the punchline.
I never knew that was even a thing where like someone like a comedy club person could be like, "Hey, next set we need more F-bombs." Like, you always hear like, "Hey, tighten it up so that way we're not losing customers because of the bad words." But I never heard the flip side. Like, "Man, we need you to drop some C words and F words and an MFer here. Like, can we make that happen, Ty? Come on."
It had to trip you out when you heard that.
They never tell, like, if you do a cruise ship, like they never tell the audience that they're asking you to be clean. They never announce that to the audience. They never say that. They never say, "Hey, we've asked our comedians to be clean." They just say, "Here's the show."
Right.
So by the time the comedian performs, the audience is looking like, man, why are you acting like we're not adults? And so I've had to have those conversations before, which is why I don't really do cruise ships anymore. But it just got to be this thing where I'm like, because I would talk to sometimes the directors and be like, "Look, these people want a real show.
Yeah.
So, I don't know what to tell you." So, it varies, but I don't mind being clean. I just think sometimes with, like you said, when the being dirty is the joke, I never really kind of gravitated towards those people.
Hey, that had to be unusual for you, Ty, to actually encounter somebody who hired you and was in charge of presenting the comedy show not being familiar with his audience.
Yeah.
That's never happened in the world of comedy, I'm sure, where the guy that runs the room has no clue even how to, present to the people.
Not at all. Yeah. Not at all. I remember I did one show and I said, "Man, getting here was a bitch." And a lady stood up immediately. It was like, "I'm out."
Wow. Wow. Dude, that's always my favorite, though, when you go to a comedy show and you know that there's some people at the comedy show that just don't know the comic. Because I was at the Comedy Underground, and it was Doug Stanhope. And Doug's got if you don't know Doug's comedy, like, you're in for a treat. And he's just filthy and talk about drugs and all this. And I saw two different tables just get up and walk out, which only made him more excited. Like, he fed into that, where he's like, "Oh, I want to see if I can get a third table to walk out." And then eventually he did, and like the rest of the room just erupted. Like, that was a massive success. Like, you pissed off 3 tables to leave the comedy club.
Well, and that's what trips me out about comedy today. Is like, I could see this before the internet and Googling and all of that stuff. If you went to a comedy show and you didn't know who the comic was or what they were about and what they talked about, you might have somebody that was like, "This is not what I signed up for. I don't know." But now you literally can Google who's going to be where and see what they're talking about, what their subject matter is, and what, so anyone that goes to a comedy show now you're surprised, is like, come on, man, did you really? I mean, I'm watching this thing right now called the Tinder Swindler. And the first thing they say is like, nowadays you just Google somebody to see what they're about. So now with comedy, how would you not say, like, if like this weekend, people say, well, they hear you now. They have never heard of me before. They can Google right now. They say Ty Barnett, and you'll see a long list of stuff that I've either done or, there's some stuff on YouTube. So by the time you come to the show, you're going to know the type of stuff I talk about. So if you come to the show and you're like, "Well, I was expecting you to talk about the theory of relativity," I'm like, I don't do that in my act at all. I don't have that anywhere in my
So look, though, I will tell you, man, he doesn't know the theory of relativity, but maybe the theory of evolution. I think that might be Ty's sweet spot. He might be able to help you there.
Yes.
Laughs Comedy Club this weekend, Friday and Saturday night shows are at 7:30 and 9:30. 2 shows Friday and Saturday. Where do you get the tickets? Simple. laughscomedyclub.com. Tickets and info. Now, it's been a while, Ty. I don't know if I remember you having a beard. Or again, it's been so long. I don't know. But I mean, is this new? Is that new?
You don't remember the beard with gray in it.
Oh, really? Oh, all right. That's what it is.
So to clarify, Okay, here's the beauty. By the way, I'm one of those people that did not miss people during the quarantine. Let me just be clear on that. Like, I'm one of those people that honestly was cool with staying home. Like, from the waist down is SpongeBob pajamas.
There we go. You know what? That is the only way we do interviews. If you were actually wearing real pants, I think we'd have to throw you off the show.
I was like, I don't want to have to put on clothes. Yeah. Like, I'm telling you, like, I didn't miss people. Like, a lady came up for a hug, and she's like, don't you miss human contact? And I'm like, Ma, back up. Please. So, like, so the beard kind of came about. Like, I started to grow it out years ago, but I kept it close to the face because of acting projects. So like, you know, when either auditions or being on set, you know, like I would have to keep it close to the face because they want to be able to see more of your face. And then a couple of projects came along to where I was like, the beard actually came in handy. So I kind of kept it like this for a while. I mean, don't get me wrong. I mean, like, what I'm working on something right now. There's a project I'm working on now where I have to look like this. So,
okay.
Yeah. So by the time I get to Seattle, I will look at least 5 years younger because I will shave this down.
Well, but you know what? Now you look like that. Now you're being typecast. It's like, we need that wiser, older dude. What do you think? And then Ty Barnett, he's perfect.
Yeah, I was going to say.
This is called I Can Give You Directions.
That's
Look.
it. Yeah.
I was saying,
I can tell you. You can come ask me a question. I'll be like, okay, well, you want to go left up here this street. You want to turn right here, and then they'll be like, okay.
Oh, you're the friendly direction guy. Okay, yeah, all right.
Yes,
that's awesome.
Ty, you're starting to look like Ed McMahon Star Search, not Arsenio Hall Star Search.
Stop. It ain't that much. It's not that much gray in it yet. Not yet. It's close.
Wow.
I will tell you this.
Yeah.
There are times where like you know, as soon as I trim this down, I'm always like, okay, cool. Because my wife loves it. She's fine with the beard, which is fine. I'm cool with it. But like, there are times where we go out and I actually put on clothes and I look like an adult, and she's like, oh, okay, that's what you look like when you're not wearing sweats. I'm like, yes. Okay. So
I do feel like that's a conversation that almost every wife has with every husband.
Yeah. Oh, dude, let me tell you something. When you get used to not putting on clothes,
it's so good.
And then you have to put on clothes. Oh my God. It's like, I looked in my closet. It was clothes in my closet I hadn't touched for so long. I'm like, whose clothes are these? And I'm like, Sorry.
So Ty Barnett, you catch him 2 shows, and that is this Friday and Saturday night, 2 shows, 7:30, 9:30, laughscomedyclub.com. Get the tickets, and of course, that's where he's going to be. Ty, it is always awesome talking to you, man. It's been too long, and I'm glad you're coming back.
And don't forget to check out Ty's podcast, Critical and Thinking. It's, wherever you get podcasts, it's very good.
Yeah. Awesome. Ty, thanks for being with us, man. We appreciate it.
Thank you, guys. Hey, I want to say this really quick. I know you're pressed for time, but I want to say you guys have always been super, super cool with helping me with this stuff. And I want to thank you again because you guys have been really good friends. So thank you very, very much.
Our pleasure, man. Glad to do it. All right, it is Listeners on the Loose. You pick the topic. You guide the show. 206-421-ROCK. Text us at 77999. We got your calls. We got your texts at 936 on The Rock.
BJ and Migs, mornings on The Rock.
99.9 KISW is Listeners on the Loose. You pick the topic. You guide the show. 206-421-ROCK. Text us at 77999.
Also, has a very good question. Says, what's the most polite?
This podcast is brought to you by the Washington State Department of Health. When we think about the COVID-19 vaccine hesitancy in the Black community, let's remember, it didn't happen by chance. It's justified in history. But the will to change the narrative is strong today, and our people are lending their voices to the conversation. We're sharing our stories and the reasons that made us choose the vaccine so we can lead the way for others to make a well-informed choice too. To hear our stories, visit hereforuswa.org.
New on Curiosity Stream. Are we close to building machines that are almost human? And can new technology give us superpowers? Find out on Super Sapiens. And in 1919, a British composer wrote the longest and most complex symphony in history. Conductors tried to perform it, but failed, declaring it cursed. Now a group of musicians will attempt the impossible, if they dare, on Curse of a Gothic Symphony. Watch now on Curiosity Stream. Annual plans are $20, just $1.67 a month. Visit curiositystream.com.
If 2020 has taught us anything, it's to take nothing for granted. So when you expect hot water and get cold, when you expect the shower to drain and it doesn't, when you turn the furnace on and it won't start, stop freaking and call Beacon Plumbing, Heating, and Mechanical. 1-800-FREAKIN.
Way to break wind in public.
Lift your leg.
There's no polite way.
Right?
Yeah, you just own up to it. You say, excuse me, I think is the best you can do.
I think pull my finger. Doesn't that still work?
Oh, the old classic.
That's not polite.
I do it at the gym all the time.
Yeah.
Can you spot me? All right, pull my finger. No.
You got to maintain eye contact to assert your dominance.
Oh, is that what it is?
That's what it is.
Dude, that's the worst at the gym. Like when you're trying to push a certain amount of weight and you have a fart, you can't hold it because you're giving it everything that you can. I have headphones on, and this just happened yesterday. And I have headphones on, and I'm like, okay, that one didn't sound like it was loud, and nobody turned around. And you have to after you finish, you put it down, you're looking around, is anyone going to acknowledge this? No. Okay, cool, because everyone else has headphones on.
You got to hope that they don't have supersonic hearing like me, because I always hear your farts in studio.
I know you are pretty good at that.
I'm just
you're dialed in.
Well, you also you don't forget the odor. That's the other thing. You know, depending upon how things are going, even if they don't hear it, they're going to know.
That's phase 2. You know what I mean? Like phase 1, assassin look. Phase 2, is anyone walking away and they didn't even look like they re-racked their weights because they're so disgusted?
Yeah,
dude, I never told you guys. It was last week. I was leaving work. One of the funniest things happened. So as I'm in the elevator, I hit I think it's floor 12. Door opens. And as the door is opening, I'm hearing a fart being ripped. But the door opens, and you see the guy. And I'm just looking at the guy. He knows I heard it, and he just goes, I'm going to take the next one. And I was
Good for him.
I know. Yeah. I was just like, man, not all heroes wear capes. Thank you, sir.
Yeah.
I almost was going to let him in. And I'm like, But then I'm like, what if we stop at another floor? Because I almost was like, dude, I have no sense of smell. I've done it too. Come on in. But then I'm instantly assess the situation. I'm like, if we stop at floor 10 and all of a sudden someone walks in and it's just putrid in there, well, it's a 50-50 shot, and,
And they're going to look at you thinking you lost the 50-50.
This guy looked pretty buttoned up. He was in nice clothes, and then I look like a slob. I'm like, they're going to think it's me.
Yeah.
Yes, sir, you wait for the next elevator.
Yeah.
But I thought that was so cool of him. I'll just let you take. I'm just going to wait for the next one.
See, I've literally done the opposite where we were having some friends go down in an elevator. I stepped into the elevator with them, farted, and then left.
Oh, God.
I know that's Rev, though. He that's his world. I am so ashamed of flatulence. That's how I was raised. And Rev's the opposite of me. He's just proud of it.
Do you ever use it as a weapon?
No.
No. I again, because I have so much shame around it, I don't like to have it happen at all.
My wife won't be happy to hear this, and I'm thankful that she's not listening. But so we were at Catapult, that bouncy house park, or it's at the old Safeway in Puyallup. They gutted it out, and it's bouncy houses everywhere. Of course, kids don't give a crap about personal space, and they're pushing out of the way. So we were trying to get them to go up this slide thing. It's you walk, go up a certain number of steps, and these kids kept doing it and pushing me out of the way, going circles. Basically just kept cutting the line because Tatum's slow, and luckily there was enough room for them both. But after the third go round, I was like, screw it, and I just forced a fart out. I'm like, you know what? You're gonna push through me. You're gonna have to smell something.
Nice.
Luckily, I don't think it was very stinky because my wife would have said something to me because she would have known it was me. I would have blamed it on the kid. I'm like, clearly a kid pooped himself.
That's not me. Come on. Look, we're in a place of kids where they poop themselves, honey. Come on now.
I was fine. I'm like, I'll show them. I can't push them back. But I can crop dust them.
I didn't think about the crop dusting. Boy, and really, there's no proof unless they get a forensic, expert in there to see if it was you, so they can't prove it's a direct attack. It's kind of like, it's almost like a perfect crime.
Gas bombing the Catapult.
Yeah, look at that. I know, dude. When you have a kid and you start seeing other kids just, jostle your kid.
Yeah.
It's tough not to want to beat every one of those little kids up. And you can do it. You go, you know what? Finally, I think I could really have a chance of winning this fight, and you're touching my kid.
Get all of your friends. I'll wreck all of you.
Yeah, exactly.
5-year-olds.
Come on, I'll fight you on the bouncy house of death.
I'm getting better at it because you just kind of have to accept it. Obviously, if it gets a little out of control, of course, as a parent, you would step in. But when we were first going to parks, and a little kid would kept pushing Tatum out of the way to go down a slide. One of the times I just go, kid, watch it. And my wife's like, watch it? I'm like, what? And she's like, you just said watch it to like a 5-year-old. I said, well, what am I supposed to do? And she's like, well, not like challenge the person. Like, she's like, he's not really doing anything terrible. Obviously, it's annoying. But I was like, yeah, I don't know. I'd say, what are you going to do if he says something back? I'm like, nothing. I'm not going to get into a fight with a 5-year-old. Like, but I didn't know what else to do.
Not until I get my boys, and then I'm ready.
That's what we need. We need like a 5-year-old that's doing like karate since 2 for hire.
There we go. That's right.
Like a hired security for Tatum.
Let's get this little kid coming out with his blue belt. He'll go, all right, now it's time.
Timmy, go F him up. All right. Here's a lollipop.
But, see, that's the way it was handled. That just goes to show you the evolution of how people interact with kids. Because it used to be if an adult yelled at me, my parents would then yell at me because an adult had to yell at me. Mm-hmm. They would never, ever yell at the adult. They would go, all right, what did you do, Bobby? I go, and even though maybe this guy was a jerk, I'm going, why are you siding with that guy just because he's an adult? But now it's the other way around. Everybody goes, what are you doing yelling at my kid? Even if the kid is basically a terror and causing problems. It's just how it is. I mean, watch it, Steve. That's how we were raised. We were raised with watch it. You knew you were in trouble if any adult said watch it.
I know. I heard that all the time as a kid, but I'm like, yeah, I guess, assessing. If it's really something out of line, say watch it. But if it's just like he's just kind of moving it through your kid to just get to a slide, I think Tatum didn't give a crap. She was in her own little world.
I feel like here's what you have to do. I think you're going to have to serve the kid papers. You're going to have to get somebody, and do it legally and just say you've been, and somebody just says, hey, kid, you've been served.
Or threaten to leave a bad Yelp review about that child.
Oh,
Yelp review of children.
That's a good call.
Kid, I'm giving you 3 stars.
Yeah, I had no idea Yelp was doing those things, but what the heck, business is slow.
3 stars in just the comment. Watch it.
Watch it.
Plays poorly on slides.
Hey, if Jimmy's at this park, you do not want to go to this park because Jimmy's a little terror 1 star.
He thinks he owns the slide.
Yeah, he doesn't own the slide. He thinks he does, but he doesn't. 1 star.
All right, one person just texted and saying, hey, earlier you guys were talking about Marvin Gaye putting monkeys in the mood.
Well, not Marvin Gaye, but a Marvin Gaye impersonator, because Marvin Gaye is no longer with us. That would be a story. If Marvin Gaye come back from the dead in order to help monkeys get it on. I'm like, okay, Marvin's doing God's work. He's putting everybody in a good mood. But it's not Marvin, it's an impersonator.
Text is out of context. It's great. The singer's just putting animals in the mood. No.
Yeah.
There was a zoo, in England?
The UK.
Hired a Marvin Gaye impersonator to sing to help the monkeys get in the mood. And they, instead of just playing the music of Marvin Gaye, they had to have someone actually sing in the enclosure with the monkeys. So
check the video on the BJ and Migs page because it is the trippiest video to see this just this dude
in a
singing in the monkey fields wherever the heck they are, and the monkeys aren't even paying attention. They got their backs turned to the guy as he's giving it his best.
Oh, he's performing like it's a top-notch gig.
Yeah,
dressed to the part and everything. Well, this person want to know, what is your go-to mood-setting music or song?
Oh.
Well, I said earlier, it was Bad Touch by the Bloodhound Gang.
Yeah.
Right.
Well, I've got my mix, as you know.
You have the Boom Boom mix.
I've got the Boom Boom mix. I don't exactly know who the artists are. I just know that it's like, hey, let's have a
tribal
conversation.
kind of like.
It is. It does have a sort of tribal. If you guys remember,
you remember
the second Matrix movie, that sort of tribal dancing thing where they're all dancing in the cave. It's kind of like that vibe. Yeah, that's it.
We don't listen. We don't have mood making music. Like the mood is just, hey, you wanna? Yeah.
Hey, you want? Is that the song or is it?
That's the song that she sings to me.
Yeah. Oh, hey, you wanna?
And I'm like, yes. No, we don't.
Is it sort of like the Weezer song? If you want me to, yes I want. Okay, that's perfect. That's a perfect theme.
We don't have mood music on when.
Neither do we, actually. Yeah, I don't think we. The only thing that she likes to have noise on, so we leave the TV on. So
really?
That's
too distracting.
It's usually like diners, drive-ins, and dives.
Wow, that's the exact show that we watch in bed. So there's been many a times that the sweet voice of Guy Fieri's in the background. I have to turn it off.
Oh, I don't know how I feel about that. Having like other voices while I feel like I don't want that.
No, one time we were watching a show and we were like, it was. We had some fun time, mommy, daddy wrestling going on, and the show ended, and it was the news, and I just hear Brian Williams, and I'm like, this is not helping. I was like, hold on a second, I got to find the remote control. Like, this is not working.
Babe, I found the remote control.
Yeah.
Wow. Vicky, do you have mood music?
I have a few things on my
playlist.
Oh yeah.
You have a Boom Boom playlist?
Yeah. Like, it's a combo of my hot bitch playlist and my get in the mood playlist. Like, there's a lot of different A Perfect Circle songs, Deftones.
Oh, she's one of those.
Okay.
She's
one of those, says the guy that likes to make love to Guy Fieri.
It's like
whatever.
The emo music.
Well, it's baby making music, but I realize that I have to have music on. I can't be the TV and it can't be silence because I'll get too distracted. Even with silence.
Silence, really?
Because it's never just silence. It's like, oh, what's that ticking? Oh, I think I hear the neighbors over there. What is that? And it just takes me out of it. And it's because I discovered ADHD does that to you. So that's fun.
Yeah. I thought you were going to say you got distracted by the grunting.
Am I at the gym or am I?
Well, that would also like. Are they enjoying it? Are they faking it? What's that face? Like, what is going on? So music helps me just get where I need to go.
Like alarm during sex.
Yes.
You're grunting too much, babe.
It's like, knock it off.
Sorry.
Watch it.
Rev, it's orgy, of course, right? Yeah.
Well,
what else? I mean, it's
only
perfect.
when participating in.
Oh.
No, if we do any music, usually not. It'd be something like lo-fi hip-hop or something like that. Just something that's like a background so I don't hear anything going on outside.
What's your SoundCloud, man? You can listen to some lo-fi hip-hop.
I just do the live stuff. I'll find something on YouTube Music and just roll with that.
Yeah, and Steve, might I recommend the sweet sounds of Lester Holt? Now that's the newsman that will get you in the mood.
Oh, yeah. Wow! I'm more of a Tom Brokaw kind of guy. Stop talking like that, BJ.
Yeah, let's get it all. All right, here we go. All right, here's a big question that needs to be answered right now. What do Ryan Castle and a spider have in common? I'm going to tell you at 9:51 on The Rock.
And now, the Ryan Castle question of the day.
What do Ryan Castle and a spider have in common?
Steve has an irrational fear of me.
Yeah, he does.
It's funny you say that because someone texted Steve's wife has an irrational fear of both.
Yeah.
Because he's a biter.
Oh, yes.
Oh, he is. He's a biter. Man, I know some people are afraid of spiders and whatever, but this girl, Alyssa, oh, man. I mean, now look, a huntsman spider is pretty scary looking because they look like tarantulas with longer legs, but she had one on her ceiling, and so she tried to get some bug spray to spray it, stood on her bed, and that, I guess, it pissed off the spider, so, it lunged at her. And so she jumped off the bed in panic, and next thing you know, she's like, oh, man, I got a pain in my foot. And like, what, did another spider bite you? No, not another spider. She actually landed on a high heel shoe so hard that it lodged itself into her heel.
The heel impaled her?
Jeez. Yeah. The high heel impaled her, dude.
Ouch.
Oh, yeah. So she had to have surgery because she couldn't take it out. It was that deep. So an ambulance had to be called. But the spider did not win the fight. She did kill the spider, at least.
Oh, good. So she wins.
She does win. I mean, just
big winner.
Yeah, big winner. You know who's a big winner with a 12-pack?
Yeah.
Ryan Castle, brother.
BJ and Migs play of the day.
Maybe one day I'll be on a game show. I'd love to be on like Family Feud or something.
I think we'll have to wait for dysfunctional Family Feud for us to be on
the Family Feud where BJ argues with the answers.
Yes. Oh, you know me. I'd be like Stephen Harvey and I get a big fist fight because I'm like, I'm sorry, Steve. You are cheating and you're cheating my family.
I think Steve would kick your ass.
Oh, I know he would.
Yeah. So, dude, it would one punch and it's over.
I'm not saying I'd live through it, but you know what? Sometimes as a rules lawyer, you know what? You got to draw the line and die on that hill.
BJ and Migs, mornings on The Rock, 99.9 KISW.
Today's podcast was brought to you by Travis Gagne, bankruptcy attorney. Here's another question from a listener. How long is a bankruptcy going to affect my credit rating?
Of course, most of the time, by the time we're talking about filing a bankruptcy, the credit has already taken a huge hit. Chapter 7 is going to affect it more negatively than Chapter 13. Chapter 7 stays on your credit report for 10 years from the time you file. It usually takes 7 or 8 years for your credit scores to get back into the normal range in a Chapter 7 case. However, your credit will start to recover even in Chapter 7 after about a year. You'll be able to get credit again right away, usually before your case is even over. Chapter 13 stays on your credit report for 7 years and usually takes about 3.5 years for your credit to get back in the normal range. So Chapter 13 will mean your credit gets better much more rapidly.
Thanks, Travis. If you have more questions about bankruptcy, you can reach out to Travis anytime at choosetherightchapter.com. That's choosetherightchapter.com. Thanks for listening.
This podcast is brought to you by the Washington State Department of Health. As we continue to listen, learn, and grow, we are amplifying Black voices and perspectives in an effort to start a new COVID-19 vaccine conversation. We're sharing stories intended to help us navigate this unprecedented time together and to co-create solutions in support of the Black community. Hear these stories at weconsiderwa.org.
A burst pipe at 3 a.m. is a bad way to start the day. A cold shower in November isn't invigorating. So before you start freaking, call Beacon. Beacon Plumbing, Heating, and Mechanical is just one call away 24 hours a day. 1-800-FREAKIN or beaconplumbing.net.
Take the next step toward the career you want, be it business, cybersecurity, healthcare, or more. UMGC can help you get there. No application fee when you apply by August 31st. Visit umgc.edu, certified to operate by Chev.